Am I not able to now say what I needed to say?
Continue.
Yes.
She looks over at Vanessa. She's like, anything that I can make you while I'm in the kitchen.
Vinestra said, pancakes.
Okay, pancakes. For dinner?
Breakfast for dinner is nice.
It's also lunchtime, not dinner.
It is dinner time.
It started actually on lunch. Because the session went breakfast to lunch when we were here 3 days ago. And then things have progressed since then.
Oh yeah, Piper overslept because
Tiger bomb, save me.
And sausages, I don't really need to eat, Angel.
It's still food. It's like, I'll make you some
We all need to
pancakes.
eat, Angel.
What?
No.
I don't need to eat Angel. Is there a misplaced comma? Yeah, there's no comma.
It's actually tribal rules. If you eat the god, you gain its power.
Angel needs a therapist after that statement.
I think Angel needed a therapist long before that statement.
It's why Nick's so powerful.
Best. Name is Piff. I'm gonna get lectured tonight.
Probably.
I know it. So she says, looking over at Nicodemus.
You already got lectured by a pair of death gods.
No, I'm gonna get yelled at by Piff.
You don't even want to know what I got lectured by.
What did you get lectured by?
Pendra was one of them. And a number of other nature gods. Moria wasn't part of it.
So who else did you get lectured by?
Don't worry about it.
You say that. While I'm holding a wooden spoon.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Where would I put it? No thought process. Where would I put it?
I don't know. As he proceeds to pull off his shoe and hold it defensively in a fencing stance.
I'm not allowed to throw in the kitchen. I'm not allowed to throw knives in the kitchen.
Those are two very powerful weapons that might just collapse the realm as we know it if they clash.
If there were ever a way that I would suddenly end the campaign with no other prompting, it would be because a wooden spoon and a chancla got into a fight.
Yeah.
And Farrah will find that unsanitary if I fight you with you having a shoe in your hand right now.
Meanwhile, all of the halflings in the kitchen are just deadlocked staring at the pair of you. Some of them wondering whether they should shoo you both out or start placing bets.
I'm letting you know, if we fight this, you're not winning this one.
Oh, aren't I?
I have to finish making pancakes and then we can fight this one.
Are you making the pancakes to relax? Because I know other things you could flatten out.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be your chest, obviously. It's already flat enough.
Hey, small is beautiful too.
Don't worry, I'm not criticizing. I love your
I'm letting you
small chest.
She makes Vanessa putting a whole stack next to it, putting a thing on top of it to keep it warm with sausages next to it, large. She doesn't know which sausage she wants, so she has like a little stacked plate with a heater on top of it.
Vinestra said, Amira would shoot the person who commented on chest size. A glare.
One. I feel like
a glare is a good finisher to that sentence because good luck shooting Nick. What?
I didn't hear you
Listen,
complain.
you're closer to their heart.
But you know, she says
That's
this
what they say, right?
I'm
I
not
didn't-
complaining.
for the last 3 years.
If I feel
also
wanting
didn't-
for a large chest, I can just make one. As he changelingifies himself a set of C cups. I don't necessarily want to keep these, but I'm making a point. And either way, I do love my angel's chest.
Oh, thank you. But here's the point.
I dare you to feel them, they're real.
I'll do that later. The motorboat. Good things.
He gets out an
I got-
arrowhead, jams it into his chest, and his chest cartoonishly deflates. While not even his clothing is pierced.
If we tussle, you may not win this time.
What are you two doing in the kitchen? We're trying to make souffles. They're sensitive. No thumping and bumping around. As a fairly old and almost classical on the fucking pancake mix box grandmotherly halfling turns her head looking at the pair of you. I was in here working a week ago, and you two decided to skip the whole bedroom routine while I was making souffles. I'm making them again today. I try to do it on a weekly basis. What are you doing? Put the spoon away. Put the shoe back on your foot. All due respect, I know it's your kitchen and I know it's your house. You don't interrupt a halfling's cooking. Don't get that I stepped on your ego look on your face.
I'm letting you know. There is a side-to-side swish that Angel has currently wearing at the moment.
I do love both of your cutesy toffs. Don't do it in the kitchen.
I'd like you to tell Farah and Zeus that when they pretty much did it on every orifice or surface in this entire house.
And we've been going through stores of vinegar to clean it. Luckily, your
We don't need
grandfather
to.
makes it aplenty.
So the house is self-cleaning. Usually.
And I think your great-great-grandma, who happens to be the house, which I'm still adjusting to, frankly, likes the scent of the dragonberry vinegar.
Yeah, I know.
So we clean.
I'm also going to point this out. As her tail whips from side to side like a cat, which is not a good move. I don't threaten people very often, but I just pushed out several children.
I'm not threatening, I'm insisting, and I understand what you've done. Getting into a tussle in the kitchen's not a safe place to do it.
Keeps talking. I don't hate you, Grandma. She puts her hand on her. And I know you are much wiser, many more years than I have.
Not
But
Grandma,
don't-
I'm Granny McAfee.
Don't tempt the dragon to bite your head off. When they're really hungry.
I've tempted worse things to bite me.
Then I wouldn't be doing it.
If I get their flavors, it's only fair that they get the same.
Nick, please, please. You know what?
Kitchen table?
Lillian,
Yes, what is it?
this halfling is getting mad at me in my own kitchen, and I really want to make something very violent. It's going to be very hard to make if I don't smash things.
Which halfling?
The Granny McAfee.
Who?
I don't know. She's this older halfling who's trying to make souffles.
As you're calling out to Lillian, are you looking in her direction to get your voice stretched out there?
Yes.
You look back to the stool that Granny McAfee was on. You find a wooden button.
Put it within
I'm putting the button inside of a jar. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shake the jar.
Ting, 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 ting. The wooden button, however, doesn't take really any damage or denting, surprisingly. It's a really, really well polished little pine button.
Do any of you recognize this granny that was here? She looks over at her halfling staff.
Each of them turn their heads, looking to you. Honestly, a little confused. One of your quote-unquote, one of your 17 head chefs, because they all have to be a head chef, turns his head.
We don't.
What are you talking about?
I need you to take that giant Bannog half that I need out there, and I need you to tenderize it, or at least let me tenderize it to the point where it starts to literally turn into...
Tenderize a Bannog hunch? Yeah, I can set that up for you.
I want a smash burger. I want a juicy smash burger.
Sounds like a great Why the fuck is there a souffle in my oven? He opens his oven and you can see this thing pretty much done. The oven's not even hot.
Which archfey is in my house at the moment?
Roll a religion check.
Don't need this bullshit right now. Kindo's so pissed off right now. She's like, I'm so freaking tired. That's the wrong side. What's the right side? Oh, natural 20?
Natural 20, as you think through your lexicon of available archfey in the Major Pantheon, none in the Major Pantheon really fit the bill, as each and every other halfling noting the cold oven and the souffle are opening their ovens to also find souffles present in theirs. Fully well made and warm, though their ovens are not. And there is no pantheonic archfey that seems to fit that description.
Yes, but archfey can exist outside the pantheon.
Yes, there are unaligned archfey.
Yes, but I have a...
There is nothing of the Feywild. That matches the description for someone who seems to have a grandmotherly demeanor, makes souffles apparently on a weekly basis, and has no darkened twist on it, or mischievous twist like a Fey would. Of course, nobody's opened any souffles.
Grandmother, did you know who this person was? She raises her hand against the wall.
The decidedly humanoid response comes back. At my age, I have true sight. She was not a shape changer. Nor do I believe necessarily that she was physically there. I could see through her, like I could see into the ether.
So she's a ghost?
Seems like it.
A friendly ghost. What is her name? Casperina?
At the very least, it's Granny McAfee. Don't know what that means.
Don't know either. I'm just gonna keep her name on tap. I'm guessing she uses the kitchen to make souffles on Tuesdays.
It does sound vaguely familiar. I'm not sure why. Not to me, though. Check on your grandfather later if you feel inclined.
I'll go upstairs. I have to deal with things anyways. She she's like, can you guys get me a smash burger ready by the time I get back down? Because I have to go talk to my grandfather. He's in the, or is he in the baking ovens again?
All of them are on it quickly enough, and going down to check on which grandfather, let's be clear, you have a number to choose from.
I am going to talk to, oh, my other grandfather. Not my grandfather that's literally the tree. That's not what she meant. She didn't mean the
Well-
tree.
Which one would the house typically refer to?
Possibly the tree.
Likely the tree, yeah.
She's gonna go over to the, she's like, but he's in the ovens. He's baking. He now actually has a,
Yeah,
walk
he's in
around.
the bakery, kind of in the sort of shopping district floor below you guys. Because he likes to make things for himself and supply them to the kitchens.
guys, just munching away, starved. She's like, I'm letting you know, if Avery, she sees Avery, she offers him her second smash burger.
Nick
walking by.
Thanks.
That's not a veiled offer to smash, it's just food.
It was really good.
Given that there's a fucking burger in front of me, I gathered that. Thanks.
She takes him a secondary plate that she's pulled out of nowhere and just puts it on top of there and then hands over the plate.
Drizzles some like honey mustard on it.
Pretty messy. Oh,
A red-headed halfling on stilts walks by and dumps a pile of fries onto that plate. Can't have the incomplete meal.
Thank
And then walks right on
you.
back.
And then she just walks down another flight of stairs. Enjoy your burger while I enjoy mine. And she's like stuffing her face with, like, it's way too big for her. This thing that they've made with this Bannock haunch is like huge. And she's like,
No, you don't understand. Avery unhinges his jaw like a snake.
You're a
because he
changeling, you can do
as
that
a
painlessly,
changeling.
yeah.
And he doesn't eat it whole because that's not great.
That kind of sacrifices half of the flavor.
It. Yeah, exactly. He wants to taste it. So he takes half of it one bite.
Hell yeah. Now, Bannog especially, which is largely the source of the meat here, it, in a lot of cases, either has to be really heavily roasted or grown down by its nature. It is a gigantic, if not Titan-class, animal of burden.
also
So
grow
that
our own
means
rock.
the muscle fibers are fucking huge. That said, ground down, the flavor is incredibly intense, incredibly rich, incredibly beefy. It's like eating something that has been sort of dry aged for intensity just by its nature, even without necessarily needing to dry age it. It's got that twinge of funkiness, it's got that intensification on the beefiness, it's got an ungodly amount of juice. And then there's just the sheer fat layer, which might have been like the one sliver of interwoven fat between the meat fibers that has made its way into this burger in its entirety. Again, a Bannog haunch is massive.
I'm letting you know, she said she just took a piece, one of the pieces that they had, and she was like, tenderize that thing down. I want a burger.
There's an amount of toppings that provide...
Burger, I don't want it.
Yeah, there's an amount of toppings that provide acidity in this burger, enough so that while it's insanely greasy, it's not so much that it feels kind of rich and overwhelming to the extent where it's like one bite and that's the experience and you're good. Like, you know, proper A5 Wagyu is, it's, no, everything tones that down enough to where it's palatable and can be downed easily, but it is incredibly greasy.
Making me want to go get some good hot pot.
Half of my job as a DM when I'm provided the opportunity is to be the food-borne guy, so yeah, there you go.
Pushing her food porn on us.
He's like, she looks over at him. Do you want some cinnamon rolls from the bakery downstairs while I'm going down there?
I would love some cinnamon rolls.
Okay, I'll get you some cinnamon. Okay.
Is that Avery with his mouth full, or is it now canon that Avery can't pronounce cinnamon?
You know what? For shits and giggles, no, yeah, he can't pronounce cinnamon.
Okay.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon. That's it.
Okay. So she goes down. She goes downstairs and she looks for her grandfather, who's probably now cleaning up all of the ovens.
Yeah, so grandfather being, at this point, an honorary term for someone who is your far-flung ancestor, you look upon this lime green skinned half orc, half high elf, essentially. Which, definitely a physical projection of what his form has long since turned into. In the midst, covered in flour, covered in various other sort of sweet and savory, just mixed ingredients in the middle of baking countless different things. There's the aroma of brioche being produced for pastries, brioche, cinnamon rolls at that. There's various different danishes being produced. There's various different sort of just normal savory rolls. He's even making some pizzas on the side that are meant to be shelf stable and shelved.
She looks over him and she's like, I can smell kolaches.
Good nose.
There better be a crescent kolache in it for me. Croissant. Croissant kolache. We need a croissant.
He quickly enough shovels one fresh out of a basket, which is still beaming with steam, as the aroma of melted butter and the various other just kind of smells just immediately crash into your sinuses.
I'm going to let you know there's a piece of bacon inside of this croissant. This croissant. With cheese. It's not just a normal kolache. It's the kind with the cheese inside. Mm-hmm. Hot dog inside. So, it's a 3-for-1. She's all excited. She's like, this is the best experience ever. Okay, question. Do you know a Granny McAfee or whatever her name is? Granny?
Granny McAfee.
Yeah.
Where would you have heard that name?
Huh?
Where would you have heard that name?
She's been upstairs making souffles. Lots of souffles. Every one of our cold ovens had a souffle in it.
Okay, that's weird. His usually sort of reverent attitude just kind of drops for casual confusion. You want the short story or the long story?
Do we have time for the long story? I mean, I'm already gonna be in trouble with Piv if I don't deal with my crap.
Short story it is. A long time ago, in another world across the multiverse when I was still mortal, still just barely getting my adventuring britches on, I, with a number of my friends, we were in this city called Freeport. We got an apartment above a bakery together to serve as our sort of base of operations.
Okay.
The chief baker there and hostess was a little, sweet little halfling by the name of Granny McAfee.
It wasn't very sweet.
I mean, stern sweet, you know what I mean?
Sarah is...
Stern sweet, meaning overbearing, sounds like she's being a strict parent, more than anything else, but...
She sounds like she's being a prude, that's what.
I very much doubt she was actually a prude, but...
No, because she asked if I wanted to bite her, if she could bite back.
Okay, that's the exact line I gave her when I met her.
Did you sleep with that granny lady?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Positive. She was also old. She had her moods between, like, cranky, grouchy, sweet, and syrupy to, like, playfully old and flirty, knowing for a fact it's not with the goal to get any, but just to screw with you.
I love you, Grandpa. We're gonna have to have more discussions about this, Granny.
That's, again, it's when I was alive. She was largely responsible for the fact that no matter how pissy we were when we finally got back from whatever adventure we went on, we woke up with a smile because the baked goods were seeping up through the vents into our apartment.
So, did she teach you to bake?
No.
Okay.
Well, not true. I bribed her heavily to teach me after I fell in love with your grandmother.
That's a cute love story.
Every, you've got your hand up.
Whoop! Can't hear you.
Yeah, did we bring Piper back?
Oh no, they were on their way. They were good at. It takes a while to walk there and come back.
Not that long ago.
Wait,
We
you can
will actually
walk
get
to
to
the
that right after
Feywild?
this exchange. Vanestra has her walk ability, which allows her to
Oh,
literally
that
just...
walk. Yeah, got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
So I'm letting you know, Grandpa. You've been around long enough to know who Amora was.
Yes.
Do you think it's weird that her first love was the god of murder?
I think it's kind of funny. Love and jealousy have been often some of the most common justifications for murder. There are countless old legends and adages all about love and jealousy being the reason that other men went to war.
Well, I'm very sleepy. I feel like I'm busy. For the next 2 days I'm gonna be fine, but after that things are gonna go crazy again. Can you do me a favor?
What kind?
Can you go for Kyrian and Christina?
Can I what?
Can you keep an eye out for Kyrian and Christina?
Sure. Oh, by the way, bring these up for you and your friends. He hands you a series of small wax-sealed paper bags, then hands you one spare.
Please tell me that one of these are cinnamon rolls.
They are not.
Can I have an order of cinnamon rolls, please?
Well, sure, yes. He hands you a fresh baked dish and a pair of oven mitts.
And because we have to keep track of this, you put the silver on the table. Alright, I'm going to go and take my kolache and my burger and give the cinnamon rolls to Avery.
Assuming I've done my math right with your friends, each of those packets is a small preserved, well, goodberry cocktail muffin.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
In other words, it is a baked good version of a superior healing potion.
She's like, I'm gonna take all these to my friends. He's like, thanks, Grandpa. And she gives him a hug.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know it's kind of comical because you see her with the burger on her head, balancing the plate. And then
Tree
she's
hugger.
holding all the pastries are in her arms, and she hands him the basket of cinnamon rolls as she walks up to Avery, and the goodberry muffin on top of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to eat the cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon rolls. Yeah. I'm letting you know one of Angel's kids. It's cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah.
But she's gonna walk over to probably Piper's walking in the door at this point.
Well, now we're going to get to, for that brief transition, the smash cut to after Vanestra, you've been shown the illusion of where to go ahead and retrieve Piper. Ow, just banged my knee against my fucking desk.
Joe, I also am going to message you what the other part was for this stuff. There we go. That was one of the things that happened.
It's already in the plans, actually.
Good, good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my stomach.
He said that they were going to be back by the time so we could all eat dinner together. Joe.
Yeah. So Venestra, assuming that you've safely retrieved Piper at this point, with a quick step in and out of brain just blah. Oh,
Capulus medicus.
yes, that.
It's already been there once. So she doesn't get to roll.
Oh. Easy enough to get in and out. Either way. Retrieving Piper is a simple enough endeavor.
I'm letting you know, as Venestra walks back in Piper, this is not for you, Piper. This is for Venestra. She carries a large stack of pancakes on one hand, while her smash burger is still sitting on top of her head. Oh, careful.
Not in the mood for food, and I'm going to
Venestra
grab the
said,
plate of smashed
sober
burger.
friend picking up coffee drunk friend.
Yes.
Piper's just gonna lift the smash burgers off her head. I don't want breakfast for dinner. You need to not be doing that kind of shit. What if you burn yourself dropping the plate?
This is Venestra's food.
She takes the smash burgers off of Angel's head, is what I said.
Food. You see her like.
Give it back after you just deposit your.
V is going to take the plate. Thanks, Angel. Why are you balancing plates?
That's my food. You can see her like, I can't let it go. It's my food. It's the pregnant woman's answer of, that's my food. I'm gonna cry if you take my food. Veggie Anders. Oh, and this is from Grandpa. She puts a good berry muffin in her hand, and then one in Piper's hand. You're welcome. Grandpa was saying thank you.
Sorry, repeat that. My brain blinked out.
Oh, Angel hands her a good berry muffin.
Wait, why do I do this?
That's what from Grandpa downstairs from the bakery. It's like it's a full healing potion, is what it is.
Your grandpa?
My great grandpa.
Yes, I'm aware of how many greats there are. I was just wondering, your grandpa? She's still just kind of like, my grandpa is Piff or Puck.
He showed up here, then we're gonna have some problems.
You're gonna have some problems. I'm gonna have a problem, like something called the emotional breakdown.
If you have an emotional breakdown, you can hug me while Nicodemus argues the situation.
I think you would have to worry about Nicodemus with arguing. We'd have to worry about Piccolo.
Vinestra said, don't say his name 3 times, you two. Amira said, stealing some food from Vi's plate.
He's not Beetlejuice.
You don't know that.
Juice.
Beetlejuice.
Oh shit, that's 3.
But he's Faye.
And
And
now
he'd
we go
find
with the
it
secret
funny.
boss fight. No, I'm kidding.
You're gone, no. Okay, so I said Puck
You guys
was-
just changed out the BBEG for this guy.
Piper is still just like, okay, I'm the only one who said his name, so who else said his name? Did somebody else say his name? Why are we worried about saying it 3 times?
I said it.
You said it, then Avery said it, and then Angel
Wait
said
a minute, if it would set it off, if saying it 3 times would set it off, it would have been set off forever ago because all of my children's last name is Puck. And I don't have good handwriting, so I have people transcribe shit.
I have a
All
question.
true.
I have a question. Is the reason that your last name is Puck because Puck wanted to be worshipped so much that he ended up making an archfey of his own so he could literally have their last name be Puck?
I think that is the name
Not
of
generally
the
how
person.
face surnames operate.
I'm just asking. Because that's a lot of people with Puck at the end of their name.
baby, it was bound to happen considering I'm starting to have pregnancies similar to yours, which is why I am about to do it with my uterus.
You know what? I'm wondering what would be a good check for, like, burgeoning theory. For a possibility.
No idea.
I want to say history or religion. For, like, a theory.
A game theory. Anyway.
Theory also be possibly charisma because bards throw a lot of conjecture out there.
Also valid.
You want me to roll it? Because Angel's curious as fuck.
Go for it.
I've got a good roll for
And
this.
this is just, you know, putting together context clues for, like, a possibility.
Okay, if it's a charisma, it's a 19 plus 24.
Flat charisma would not be that. Be 19
Okay,
plus 6.
Well, it'd be 19 plus 6, which is still 25.
25, yeah. Okay. 25. Stringing together some clues, all, you know, with a few key bits of information. Puck is an ancient archfey from the world before it broke. This world, Zaria, is part of a larger world before it broke apart.
Well, and
It is a
technically,
very
it's
small
part of the act.
possibility. It crosses your mind that maybe those with the surname Puck might be remnants from Fae from that time that used to kind of serve under him in a lesser form. Even though he himself was not an archfey, maybe there were lesser Fae that kind of acted as assistants and servants to him and therefore took that as a surname.
So his followers become demons?
I don't know where demon ever entered that question.
Because Piccolo was originally a demon before True polymorphed into an Eladrin before being remade into an angel of angel.
Layering is a fun thing.
The lore dumped.
Demons are typically originally mortal after a certain series of sins. Before their soul is eaten and spat out and something is left behind in the process. So, it being an old servitude name is one theory. However, Piccolo being previously a demon does muddle that a little bit, and that may have another thing going on.
Can I roll the religion now?
Go for it.
Okay, great, because I love a natural 20 for religion. Oh, thank God. Natural 20 for religion.
Okay. On the other side, there's demonically origined surnames, which in a lot of cases usually indicate something of a location or trait, or even just who you originate from, in the case of like tieflings and Cambian mortals. In the case of straight up demons, sometimes it can be an indication of the way that they like to brutalize someone.
They throw pucks at them?
Puck could mean a number of things. It could mean throwing pucks. It could mean beating someone down until there's nothing left but a meat puck.
Puck came from the guy who true polymorphed him.
There was that too. The surname was given to him by the guy that changed him. That could lead back to the first theory, which is the sort of ancestral servitude thing. The guy who true polymorphed him might have come from a family, at least, that traced back to servants of Puck.
I think that your grandfather helped your husband.
you think that my father-in-law, adopted father-in-law, helped my father with maintaining a relationship or obtaining something to be able to have Marigold?
She's gonna take her, and technically it makes him your grandpa. Huck is your grandpa, you dingus.
I know, but I'm saying my father-in-law, which is the person who had him, points at the Piccolo, who's probably finally downstairs
Piccolo's
for
had
dinner.
things. Yeah, Piccolo is all. He somehow snuck his way into the kitchen, and he's just been fistfulling bacon as much as he can.
Eat all the for the pocket bacon batch.
Oh, this was pocket bacon bash?
Bruce is behind him, towering over him, kind of like with that anime-style deep death glare, like, that was for pocket bacon. That was for pocket bacon.
Where's the plate bacon bash?
The plate bacon doesn't.
Vinestra said. Vi's
Dinner.
just eating her pancakes and sausages, listening in.
Dinner time. You know this.
He
You
sets
know-
down
do
the
not-
last half-eaten piece, swallows it down without fully chewing, so there's very much that visible struggle of trying to swallow down something that's a little too big before it finally gets down. All right, so how about where's the plate bacon? Or you know, actually, where's the breakfast
stuffed it.
sausage?
Bruce.
Stuffs the other hand up her mouth.
Bruce
Shut
is
up.
9 feet tall. Piccolo is 6
Oh,
foot.
Here, hold on. You're having a little bit of trouble getting to me here. He kneels down for you to shove that into his mouth.
No, she can toss things. It's not an issue.
Oh, fair enough. Just dart throwing a piece of bacon into his mouth.
No, she throws one of the kolaches in his mouth.
Okay, this is good. That's super.
Yeah, does he see Bruce just towering over behind him, all death anime style?
That's funny.
Bruce is gonna pick Piccolo up.
Ooh. No,
I'm gonna let you argue with your deity's dog about why he doesn't have any more pocket bacon.
Piccolo just boops Bruce's nose. I'm
Oh,
sure they can make
shit.
more, man.
Oh shit.
That's
He
not
did not. He did not. Oh. Bruce says I would like to reach.
Outside, please,
Oh,
please.
Okay.
Please.
While taking him outside because he still has manners.
Good job.
Sorry about the bacon. Before the door just...
She looks over at the halflings. Can you guys make another round of pocket bacon?
You see their pans already on it.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, benefit just means we've got more bacon fat for cooking things later.
I can you make us the special batch for Archimedes that's his weight? She's like, the weight loss one.
Oh, the bacon.
No. The one that lowers the grease content down and the turkey one. And you mix them together.
So the meat leather gotcha.
I love turkey bacon, Joe. Don't make fun of turkey bacon.
I love turkey bacon. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just
I was
thinking
gonna
about like
say-
bacon without fat meat leather or something.
I was gonna say, you mean like jerky?
It's on. No, it's not like that. It's like a thin piece of bacon, thinner. She's like, can you all cut it a little thinner than we usually cut it? Because I need to cut down on his fat content because he's not chasing the pups around. Right now.
Yeah, they're already on it.
Thank you.
Well, there goes my husband, but that's... I've told him to leave Bruce's bacon alone. I've told him several times, leave Bruce's bacon alone.
It's not.
Hey.
It's not Bruce's batch. Bruce is watching Artemis's batch. All the puppies.
Oh. Either way, I think he just gets offended when somebody's pocket bacon gets stolen.
Yeah,
It's
that's
totally fair and
Artemis.
totally valid.
He's like, that was pocket bacon for the dogs.
And I would say,
How
actually,
dare.
this is pretty much on cue for a couple of things to be arriving. First of all, familiar presence of a three-creen suddenly summons himself back into place, oddly enough in the kitchen, largely just focusing on Avery and Venestra's energies. Okay, wrong place or right place? Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Right, so.
Right next to them as well. It was good.
Oh, something smells like crack.
She puts the smash burger in his mouth. Here you go, buddy.
Just shoving it right into his mandibles. And in a very disturbing kind of, the mandibles almost acting like individual fingers, tearing it apart before shoveling it in individual pieces into his mouth.
She thinks it's hilarious. She thinks it's very cool.
All right, so I've got the measurements and I've got refinery for the exact ratio for these metals. As he looks kind of between you and Venestra, which one should I add this paper to? I've also got the refinery. It's here in this box. It's under the effects of a reduced spell. It's really fucking heavy.
You're going to have to go and ask Grandma to make a room for it.
He just looks up, and you can already hear stone bricks shifting.
I thought.
All right, now, my hands are good for, like, small, delicate work, but they're not really. I'm not well versed with humanoid involvement in that. I am your screwdriver and your tweezers, whichever one of you wants to utilize me.
Also, her up. She can help too. It can lift big things like Venestra can.
That'll work. I'll get Farah, and then you two can be the masterminds of the designing and manufacturing process, and we'll just help you speed it up.
I can tell everybody what to do. Angel's exhausted.
Oh! Sorry, what's got you so tired?
I just gave birth this morning.
Ah. He retrieves from his, honestly, one of his, like, chitinous plates, as they kind of seem to layer almost into, like, hardened pockets, a small, sort of brass-lidded glass vial. Got this from Mechanus. It's a place all about setting things back to, you know, basic. Maybe it'll help.
Sweet.
Fair warning, it's like 90 proof and it burns a little on the back end.
I might not be able to do that.
I don't think it'll
Vinistra
badly
said,
hit anything.
"What is this about?" They hadn't been informed about who the Bugman was and why.
Oh, then I'm sure this is a 3 cream. He's our resident, one of our resident artificers.
What of? I deal more in the broad scale stuff. And
Yes, in the
gigantic.
big metro. In the big metro, yes. You were working on your secondary gold, what is it? The cards.
Yes,
So we're trying to do with that, just electricity and magic.
yes.
He runs the metro. He's our metro guy.
As one of his forearms just casually falls off.
That normal?
Yes.
It'll grow back.
He's got to get his exoskeleton reshifted.
I've been holding off on shedding. Everything's really tight right now.
He just shed. We've had this discussion.
Vinistra said, "A metro, huh? You ever thought of making continental trains?"
That's what we've been doing, actually.
It's
Why
kind
do
of
you have
our
any
thing.
additional thoughts?
We're trying to make it so we don't disturb any of the wildlife as well. So that's the only thing we've had issues with. But we did build a Roth ranch right outside of the house.
Waiting for it.
I do like to ride our horse, eat of a unicorn. I don't get to ride my unicorn very often. But Hope does. Hope rides it all the time.
What kind of unicorn? There are two kinds that you can ride, one of which I wouldn't recommend riding it.
That's interesting. So what is being made now, though?
Aegis wanted to work with Aegis, so we needed to get a refinery that would be able to work with large amounts of metal.
Apparently,
Okay,
from what I've been told, the construct has certain vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
The first of many, I'm sure, but gotta start somewhere.
It'd be really cool if we could make Aegis kind of like a creature that appears and then goes back into a small state.
I assume this relates to how the hag blew out Aegis's back and front.
Yeah.
Without
a really
consent,
good-
from what I hear.
That's the first time I ever laughed since, we started talking about fuck.
Continue.
V is going to squint and note down the euphemism potential for such.
So, I'm making a refinery room and a secondary blacksmithing space for you and Avery to work on this. She looks over at Avery. I would suggest you try to find a way to make Aegis become small. So that way you can make him big and at a moment's notice. That'd be really cool.
That's way outside my capabilities right now. I'm still dealing with physics, conservation of mass and all that.
Physics?
Yes, I understand conservation of mass and physics.
We're not trying to do spatial research. We're involving magic in the process.
I mean, I can do quantum physics, but that's not a good thing for me to do what you're doing right now.
Listen, I'm not a wizard. I can't just look at a book and magically know how to turn things small.
Even wizards study. That's just what you've got to do.
You need to kind of get
Vinestra said, or you make Aegis wearable.
You
He's
could
already
do
had his
that,
back
but
and front blown out, and you want to get up all inside of him?
it might not be the best thing. What if he was wearing a suit that would interact with Aegis?
Full body condom.
Like G Gundam, she pulls out this weird comic book that literally from Griffin's time period. See, like this Gundam.
The proportions on that construct make 0 sense.
So do your body construct.
They make sense for a 3 green.
One of his eyes falls out.
Aegis would need to be bigger, which isn't impossible. Certainly seen my fair share.
Yes, but what happens in your world when those bigger creatures end up walking across lots of farmland?
They're used for farming.
Not that. That's not what I asked.
Giant constructs used for farming. Is that...
That sounds lazy.
It's kind of the whole point of magical technology.
Wait, how big are we talking here?
He said huge.
We talking huge or we talking huge?
Stop.
I had
Stop.
to.
I'm considered huge, Angel.
I consider huge as big as the Tarask that we encountered.
That would be gargantuan if we're talking mechanical sizings. I think that was the indication of the
It's
question.
a gargantuan dragon that lives around the giant space where we live at home over there in that's what I consider gargantuan. I think that's huge.
So, gargant-sized, that's a whole mobile platform or airship size, which you don't usually use in small-scale things.
You have to ask Avery what his point of view is on that, though. But the way he described it when we first met is he wanted something so big it would be able to do stuff. So.
I mean, as cool as a, like, Jaeger-sized robot would be, it's not very practical for adventuring.
I need to know that Avery acknowledges this now, considering that was his first description.
Parties in later levels getting travel vehicles. We have a ship. We have an airship. We have a caravan. We have the Iron Giant.
Silly.
Vinestra said, TBF, we got a few dragons too.
Yeah.
Y'all totally.
And
don't
Howl's
know.
moving dragon castle.
Y'all totally don't know is Piper just started scribbling down ideas for a plant-based Iron Giant.
That's just an ad for canned vegetables.
Isn't that just an ant?
No.
Isn't that
Green
just a giant?
Yum.
That's just Groot with extra steps.
Wait. I have an idea. It would take some work, but I have an idea.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna take some work and it's gonna take a while. But in terms of being able to resize Aegis, you could do reinforced, metallurgized, sort of smaller scale haversack or holding enchantments on magically reduced in scale and size components that can then, when rejected from their extra-dimensional spaces, grow in size and act as essentially a transformative rescaling of the respective construct. Similarly, the process could be used in reverse to produce a smaller variant of it.
I wish I was at the level to understand most of what you said, Pear.
I got it. I followed it.
Extra-dimensionally stored and shrunken components for growing and shrinking Aegis. Although technically that would mean that the shrunken Aegis would be actually baseline Aegis. His normal size now would have to be one of his growth stages. We'd have to take him apart.
Vinestra said, Vi would hold her arm up, wiggling her mechanical fingers. Be careful. You'll make a portable cannon that way.
I don't see the problem.
Piper just giggles, remembering the time Angel used it, flipped out bag of holding for BBs.
I once loaded a ballista bolt with reduced magical sizing into a hand crossbow. That prison guard was so freaked out, it was hilarious. I mean, it's one thing to think you're gonna get hit by a toothpick only to realize it's a spear. I'll have to think up the particulars of that schematic later, and I'll send it to the pair of you for a review. But, in the meantime, let's worry about getting that plating going. And this refinery set down. The enchantment does only have a few minutes left before it crushes my poor little shell.
Yeah, let's get to work. I don't have any blacksmithing materials, or experience. I do have materials, not experience.
Like I said, I can be your hands.
Angel pulls out a very familiar pink hammer and chisel and all the blacksmithing tools and hands them over to Avery. Those are mine, you give them back afterwards.
Absolutely. Vinestra, you coming to help? She did say something.
Vinestra said, "Aye, let's work on constructing the plating and parts. And Avery, how big are you thinking now? Like my size? And what do you want it capable of?"
I'm thinking maybe like 1.5 to 2 times your size. Still quite big, but still go places.
I would get a little bit smaller, Avery, if you're gonna try to hide in forests and things like that.
Farah thuds and stumbles her way forward, kind of finally exiting a bedroom with a plate of that wonderful breakfast for dinner in her hands. Aye, and I heard, well, you might need an extra pair of muscles for helping with this lovely little creation process. I'm here to help with that as well.
If
Well, I'm
you're
keeping
going
you-
with the whole shrinking, growing thing, his max size I would like to be at about that big. He can shrink down if we need him.
I would say at least 15 feet. To start off with, see if you can manage to hold on to it.
So getting into the
Maybe
smaller
she-
scale
I
of a
thought she was,
gargantuan
like,
bounding of a construct.
8.
10 foot.
10.
There's
Yeah,
10 foot.
15 feet would be 1.5 times. Yeah.
I remember it's 10 feet because Bruce is 9 foot. He's finally like, huh, tall lady.
As tall as one of the tall trees near here.
Alright, so with Farah and the three queen whose name for the briefest moment escapes me, joining you guys, it means that your checks for putting together this armored plating will be done with advantage. Just as well, for your benefit, Vinestra, the schematics for this particular refinery as it gets set down are provided to you, as he rolled well enough to actually retrieve those. That said, as he does set it down and the enchantment expires, while Angel, your grandmother, provided an estimate for the room for this refinery to take place in, the top of this refinery still bashes into the top of the stonework as you see this sort of massive interwoven, it looks almost like a brass organ in terms of its instrumentation. But within each pipe and layering, there are different sort of oscillating positions for coolant, for flux materials, and for various metals, with enchantments layered into each of these pipes to basically be alloyed together. This provides for alloying in the natural sense that is commonly able to be accomplished through metallurgy, as well as combining alloys that otherwise, scientifically speaking, wouldn't normally be possible. And quickly following along with the gold and titanium, uranium in its molten form after about 3 hours of melting down is steadily produced at the bottom of the refinery, ready to be moved into molds or cast into ingots, and there are places for molds to be placed, as well as clay to be able to create it.
Beat, want to do the honors? I wouldn't. I'm worried I'll fuck it up.
In terms of the mold creation, plating, and all that, all of you can, of course, make your rolls an advantage, as well as any other caveats you'd like to introduce here for further crafting.
Two had a saying to know.
Look, my sheets. What kind of roll is this gonna be?
Tinker's tools for the both of you.
Vinestra said, would blacksmithing tools roll with stir?
Absolutely.
I gotta go grab my other earbud.
Also, gold titanium alloy, while it exists, does not have an official alloyed name in and of itself, so, I mean, I don't know. Oranium might be a little cheesy, but Aurum and titanium sounded like it fit pretty well.
So maybe roll for me.
Expertise is double proficiency, yes, not double stat mods.
Is it a flat roll?
Yeah, proficiency is doubled with expertise. So in this case, it would be currently at level 25. I think it would still be 14, unless it's 16 now. I think it's still 14. But either way, 14 plus your flat d20 plus, in this case, dexterity or intelligence.
Is it a flat roll or is it dex check?
Dex or intelligence check plus 14.
Intelligence then.
Vinestra said, 35.
Let's see. Where are- Here it is. 19.
And that's with the plus 14 on there?
No, it's where you gain plus 14.
The double proficiency.
Oh, double proficiency. I
Wait.
don't have expertise with it.
Oh, but you have proficiency.
Yes.
Okay, so that's plus 7 for you.
Proficiency has gone up.
Oh, okay. Plus 8, excuse me, so 16 respectively.
Yes, so I have 8, which is what I rolled, plus 3 intelligence, plus 8 proficiency. 19.
Okay. 19 and 35. Yeah. And of course, with the assistance from both the Bugman and the Dragon Turtle Lady. Dragon Turtle Lady just makes me want to say tortellini. Slowly but surely, you eventually piece together a serviceable, actually really well-made set of steady gold titanium plating. Which, to a point as well, is also actually notably more durable than titanium by itself. So this will actually also bump Aegis's AC. What is Aegis's AC currently?
I get it. We need to make a sheet for him in D20. But we'll get there. Aegis thread. Right now, his AC is 14, natural armor.
Okay. Yeah. As long as this plating is applied to his body, you can bump that to 17.
Vinestra said, "That poor boy."
He needs no sympathy.
Because he's easy come, easy go. Little high, little low.
That's what happens when you get caught in a landslide with no escape from reality.
You let me go.
To 17, you said?
Yeah. Just as well, while this will not supply him a magical resistance to cold, it will allow him to roll a... excuse me. It will allow him to roll a d6 to reduce the amount of damage taken from cold.
Interesting.
Supplying magical resistance will still need wound work, however, given the material and what it's naturally able to resist anyway, the process of enchanting that material for cold resistance may actually be surprisingly easier than it would be for other materials.
Like, yeah, I feel like I could just do, like, some kind of... Whatever the warming stones use, like, whatever those are, I could just put runes that kind of do that kind of thing.
Emberstones.
There's a separate gold alloy that can actually be accomplished with emberstones just by themselves called Gildium, which is naturally a cold-resistant golden alloy, though it is not naturally more durable. So it's typically used as a...
Can I
weaver for those.
crush it up into, like, a spray? Spray the inside of the plating with it?
That would be temporary and would wear off. However, if you wanted to use it as a component in the enchantment and rune work, then it would be able to be stable.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm still new to crafting and especially magical crafting.
Vinestra said, "Amira and Vi will get to work on helping with that and make additional armor plating if Avery wants such."
Alright. In terms of the enchanting process, do you guys want to also assist with that? Oh, with helping with that. Okay, so that's already there. Cool. So, let's see here. Enchanting would also, I think, technically fall under Tinker's Tools, since the whole idea with the Artificer is that you're making enchanted stuff for your party anyway. So, go ahead and both of you go ahead and give me another Tinker's Tools check, with advantage again here.
Another Tinker's Tools. Okay, it's the same command that I just rolled, so I'll just push the up arrow and 26.
26. Solid. And then we'll get that one from Vinestra as well. Just with all of the assistance factors in here, it's happening a lot faster than it otherwise would. Enchanting...
Vinestra said, "My internet has stopped working."
Oh,
How'd you send that?
over the phone probably.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Tinker's Tool check if you are able to, or if you have physical dice of any sort, recall your modifier.
It wouldn't be all Joe, would it, considering what they're working on? It wouldn't be all done in one day, would it, Joe?
No, which is, to finish my sentence, enchantment still takes a long time to do, especially on this scale and creating, like, essentially an enchanted plating, right? The plating by itself, easily done in one day, but doing the enchantment, that'll take, with all of the assistance, still significantly faster than it would be normally for, like, a practiced enchantment seller. It's going to take probably, like, a good week to fully finish out the rune work. But otherwise, you do still have at least a d6 reduction.
In the meantime, we can...
37.
37. Okay, yeah. I'd say with that roll factored in, as well as the assistance from the other two, that'll actually lower the enchantment time from a week down to, with that, let's say about 5 days. That shaves 2 days off. And that especially is with Vinestra also coming in from a world very experienced with magical technology, which is, strictly speaking, the application that you're applying here. And so also that comes with the stylings of the rune work being almost minimalistic in their structure, but also really precise, in the sense where they seem almost machine stamped out, rather than given the sort of organic hand of a craftsman. It's remarkably precise.
How long are we gonna be at this place before we move on to the rest of the piece? Do I feasibly have time to try to make the manned unit, the mecha?
We are waiting until after the Festival of Knowledge to head there, which is, I don't know.
Another.
Yeah, that's going to be in a few days. And the Festival of Knowledge itself lasts about... excuse me.
What?
Let me double check here. Festival of Knowledge... Festival of Knowledge itself lasts about 4 days. And it, in and of itself, is about 3 days away. So it's going to be about a week before that festival finishes.
I could at the very least be well on my way to finishing it.
That said, also doing this crafting during the Festival of Knowledge may provide you some benefits. It is a religious holiday, so that may provide some defining things.
I would, I know I showed the Bugman the big schematics. Did I show, I haven't shown Farah yet, and have I shown, Nestra?
I'd say yes, especially with the potential augmentation planning that Vanestra has sent me for the idea.
Sorry, what?
I'd say yes.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine Avery would recruit their help over the next week.
Absolutely. All right, and I'd say that is especially where we are now. I'd say a reasonable spot to go ahead and start the break, where we'll go ahead and switch scenes after. This will just give people some time to eat and do things like that.
God, it's so late to go.
I know.
It's too late for us to stay up.
Okay, welcome everybody back from the break. Hopefully everybody got what they needed, stretched, got rid of
Any sort of biological need that ended up being a hindrance.
but I digress. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
So, by the way, while break was up, did anybody have a chance to recap Neseo on what he missed?
That's okay.
So Piper tried. So basically, we've been preparing before going to the rest of the piece. We're gonna stay here about a week, maybe a little more, before we actually go. Piper tried to distort time in her domain, and when she did that, she disappeared from our plane, got stuck in her capitalist medicus place, and Vanestra had to go and get her.
She had to play Uber to the coffee drone, right?
Yeah. They forged Aegis's new cold-resistant, though not mechanically resistant, armor.
It's gonna take a couple of...
It gets a plus something to cold against cold damage.
It's gonna be
D6
over
cold
there.
damage reduction.
Yeah, and
Which,
then
to be fair,
we're
can be the
also
difference between a break and
enchanting
not.
it. Yeah, and we are also enchanting it with some warming runes.
There's also the fact that Piper and Angel figured out that most likely Piper's father-in-law is a long-distance, family relative of Piper's via her grandfather. I mean, 11,000 years removed. But it's fine, Piccolo was adopted.
You're still really quiet. I wanted to put that in my notes, but I'm not sure what you said.
He's in the bathroom for a minute.
Now it goes her. Hello.
It's not incest if your uncle's adopted.
Yeah, What? Piper's father-in-law is a 11,000 years removed family member via her grandfather. But that's okay because Piccolo is adopted.
Right.
Okay.
Vinestra said, I return, what's happening?
Just recapping this
We were
here on a
just-
couple of things. Also, on a note of things to recap from Angel's side as well, she, while having a verbal exchange with Nicodemus, got confronted by one of the halflings in her kitchen whom was cooking, whom turned out not to be one of the halflings in her kitchen whom was cooking, but in fact the ghost of a halfling, not even from Zaria, but from the world that her paternal ancestor was from. A Granny McAfee, who ran the bakery that he
Angel
used to
has a
be
blood
in when he
food
was more.
feud.
But yeah, and Bruce got very angry that Piccolo decided to steal all of the dog's pocket bacon that was being made, and has thus ran him out of the building and is probably beating him up.
Yeah.
Don't touch the dog's bacon! It's not Angel's dog's bacon, apparently. He's very
That's-
touchy about it.
That said, Angel's paternal grandfather, whom is in the house, spirit-bound like the house is, was baking and gave to Angel to spread to every party member a sort of baked mixed dragonberry muffin, which serves mechanically as a superior healing potion. It is wax sealed into the packet so that it won't necessarily rot very easily. And who knows, he may have loaded it up with a number of other magical preservatives.
Yeah.
Including such enchanted materials as Red 40. No.
Baked dragonberry muffin.
Which counts mechanically as a superior healing potion.
Is it dragonberry or goodberry?
Sort of, well, sorry, yeah, it was a goodberry medley muffin. Was that man necessarily experienced first person with druidics? Only insofar as a druid killed him.
Wait, this is for armor. Where do I add items?
As far as an item like that, I think you could just put it in notes.
Okay, that works.
Or in your Discord notes as well, for your character stuff.
Oh, yeah, those get lost so easily
Fair enough.
because it's jumbled in with all the other notes.
Yeah.
Inventory. Wait. Medley. Functionally. Potion of greater healing? Is that what you said?
Superior healing.
Oh.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take the... Ooh, God. Scar tissue is not... Easing up. All right. We're going to go ahead and switch over to, I believe, Angel and Piper were in the middle of an exchange before we briefly jumped over. So, Angel, Piper, why am I not remembering what you guys were doing?
Well, before the free screens came in, we were discussing the possibility of talking to my father-in-law.
Oh, right.
If I remember correctly, right, Megan?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and continue with that dialogue if you feel inclined, or voice any options or things you'd like to look into for finding a route toward that.
There we go. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Microphone, how are you today? I guess we can ask Piccolo if he knows where his adoptive father is. The only issue is, I think he's currently being pounded into a pulp by a very angry gnoll.
Entirely possible.
Angel?
Well, I really just white. She looks over at Piper. Most people after they've had babies kind of sleep all day.
And I never met my father-in-law.
I don't want to do that today, Piper. Can we do that tomorrow? I'm not on a gibbous moon.
On a
You
triple
know what?
gibbous.
Fair. You are fucking fair. Yeah, although we should probably save my husband from being...
No, that's up to you. He decided to fuck around and find out.
Any idea how we can call off the feral gnome? Gnoll?
You're an archfey.
Plot twist, since most of Piccolo's levels are in Cleric, as soon as he got dragged out back, he just cast Hero's Feast. It's like,
I'm
you want
going
pocket bacon? Here. Here's holy pocket bacon.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know this is what she's... You have two hands. You can do it yourself.
You know, Piccolo is clever enough to figure his way out if he's going to be dumb enough not to read the labeled bacons.
He wasn't supposed to eat the bacons. I didn't have breakfast for dinner set up for every single bird.
I know, but he still should have read the plates.
Guys, see, I'm letting you know. I don't know what Halcyon had planned for Violet today, but I need to know, has Violet been seen since this morning?
She had breakfast, she had lunch. Dinner, however, she was notably absent, as after all, the friendly commoner superstition around a night that is triple gibbous is that people often overindulge themselves at night.
I have not seen her for most of the day.
We should probably go check on her.
Yeah, we
Right.
should definitely do that.
I need to know if the light has come out. I'm terrified of what Halcyon may do to her, considering the situations. You go knock on the door and do a hair.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta roll a D8 and then a D10.
They're probably gonna. She's gonna come back and get dessert. I'm letting you know, Angel's still eating her smash burgers. She has like a pile of burgers, like that one guy. I'm glad you paid him Tuesday for a hamburger today. This is a giant burger that she's just taking pieces off and handing to people.
Alright, sorry, back. Had to do a thing real quick.
Okay. So while at night, it does end up coming back to get some food, does Angel knock on the door or just open it intrusively?
Knock on the door. It's a shave and a haircut.
Piper's not waiting for the 2 bits. She just opens the door. She's like, fuck it, I don't care.
Okay.
We gotta make sure she's
Not
alive.
waiting for the 2 bits, you absolutely find Halcyon and Violet in turtle position.
What's a turtle position?
You're really gonna make me look it up, aren't you?
He's really making you look it up, dude.
Yeah, he really is.
Sometimes it's food
Okay.
porn, sometimes it's just porn. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vinestra said, the fighting position?
Sort
The
of.
first result I got was the Python library turtle dot position.
Nah, Halcyon's training Violet to be
Method.
Goku. Turtle
And
school, you know?
apparently a Python programmer too.
That's a horrible position, Joe. Oh, no, it's not.
There we go, on the mic. Piper is just more or less concerned. There is a pregnant lady behind this door. We haven't seen her for most of the day. Is she alive? Is she okay? Did she lay an egg?
She's good, she's folded in half, I'll put it that way.
Okay, yeah. I can see why they call it that.
Yeah.
But you know, she looks up and she's like,
If it has numbers with it, I'm gonna roll. And I did.
Where's the Popo and Kami? Are you still alive? Drama queen quip.
The fact
She's
that your
going-
face froze on that is disconcerting.
slowly shut the door. Slowly shut the door.
We're just gonna print script. Damn it!
I got it already.
And then slowly shut the door.
You gotta walk in and slowly shut the door.
Right, so maybe we should straighten ourselves out.
He's gonna pull Piper out. No. Absolutely not. She's like, absolutely not.
After about 2 minutes, Halcyon relents enough that Violet is able to open the door if she wishes.
No, Violet is like, I would expect Halcyon to be like, would you knock? Because like,
We did, and I've got concern for the pregnant lady.
letting you know.
She's fine.
I'm going to let you know she's going to use dragon breath and pull Piper out of the bedroom.
Oh, sure I did.
That's what she's gonna do. She's
Open the door.
We're not doing this. We're shutting the door.
What do I need to see if she's okay?
Letting you know. She talks to the horse. Halcyon, if she doesn't eat within the next 30 minutes, so I'm giving you 30. I don't see you downstairs at least getting something from the kitchens in 30 minutes. And she repeats it again. I am sending Nicodemus up with whatever he can find.
Understood. Knock next time.
I did. Piper
I'm
doesn't.
not talking about you.
I threatened the Archfey with a
No disrespect, Faye. There is something called decorum, and a little thing called coitus interruptus that exists in the material plane.
Please don't tell. Please don't bring the wrath of your godfather down upon us. I don't have time for this today.
There's a reason I had her in a position to prostrate herself before the sun.
I felt concerned for the pregnant lady who was in denial. She was pregnant just a few, weeks ago?
Given how long we've been at it today, if she's in denial now, I'd be shocked.
Going to this, she's going to whisper in Piper's mind. And it's going to be a very loud whisper.
It's going to be a stage whisper.
Tried to tie up Halcyon yesterday. We weren't going to see her.
This is at the end of the day. One can imagine that there was a lot of tying up involved before this.
I'm reminding you, you have 30 minutes before I send up the cavalry, and it's going to be a child.
Yeah, again, Halcyon does relent enough for Violet to progress as she wishes.
Oh no, they're gonna finish. There's not gonna be a half situation.
Fair enough, roll me a con save. I'm kidding. Violet operates off of the normal rules, not the angel rules.
Angel goes back.
Still, no hesitation when reaching for that die, my goodness.
Angel looks hesitation. I'm tired.
Not only that, it's just like, it's such a habit because Angel, roll contact, god damn it.
It's such a habit because Angel's a habitat.
Angel goes back down to the area, right? And she looks over at Nicodemus, who's probably sitting after putting all the kids to bed. Today was a day.
Today was a day.
Vinestra said, and Amira will keep Flake entertained and away from Turtle Room.
Piper's just gonna look at Angel. Are you okay? Look.
No. No, okay. I had more as babies with Henniger. Finally.
Meanwhile, back with Vinestra. It's okay. Nobody needs to know that it's way past my bedtime. Let's keep playing poker.
Blake, are you gonna pajamas and go find a bed with one of the kids tonight?
Wait, so does that mean, like, the other ones?
But I have such a good hand.
She has a terrible, terrible tell, by the way.
Okay, Blake. Your face needs to go numb if you're gonna play poker.
But my face isn't numb.
So people are gonna be able to tell that you have a good hand across from you.
Yeah, and?
You don't want to. They're gonna not want to play with you anymore.
Years go
They're
back.
not gonna-
Wouldn't that be lying, though?
Yeah, but how that works. How the game's gotta have a game face. You gotta have a game face.
Game face.
A game face. A game face.
Game face.
Every time she tries to go neutral face, she can't help but start to curl back into a smile because of how funny it feels. Like the kid you tell not to smile, and it just plugs into their brain to continue to smile, which makes it worse when they try to fight it, and it eventually devolves into laughter.
Here we go. I'm now back on my head.
I also need to know if Tatsu has given birth with Ornelia yet.
Approaching that room, Tatsu quickly enough answers the door. Yes, mother.
Do I need to have help to delivery or not?
Piper just kind of casually towering over Angel. Yes, is she allowed
I'm a
to
child
help?
of chance, and as chance has deemed it, things have been delayed in a healthy fashion as of yet.
Do you need any? Does she need anything? Water? Ibuprofen? We don't have that. I'm kidding.
That said, mother, if you would do me and if you would entertain the thought, he hands you a pair of dice. Roll me a D100.
He's saying, please, Bob, your luck is so much better than mine. Please.
Like, could you please save my ass, please?
This is less the desperation and more the look of Chaos Gremlin.
Oh, you want to do that tonight?
The only reason why Piper kind of followed Angel is because she's like, wait, the Henniker children. That means the others.
42.
42 on this end as well.
Oh my god.
There is a steadily increasing, like the from dead silent to absolutely pouting, almost husky scream that happens from behind the door. Ah. Shit.
I will stand guard. I'm gonna go shoot her into the room.
Alright, I'm going to need you to gently. I'm going to check and see if your dilation first, okay?
Right, sure thing.
Just you and Fatsu, and hopefully your dad will be able to feel all the pain that's coming from you right now.
Piper literally is like, I apparently have unlimited calls on my goddamn day phone. I don't know when we upgraded. She's got Ray calling. Nicodemus like, you come see the birth of your grandchild.
That's a 16 plus 10. 16 plus 10 from a medical check.
26.
That's 12. It was 12.
Shockingly easy enough. With a decent bit of sweating and an amount of physical motion that you, with the exception of maybe two or an amount of times you can count on one hand, with the amount of children you produced.
Both baby dragons.
A physical motion and strain that after the course, with the better part of 2 hours,
You're getting him.
finally, a pair of dark, feathered, and scaled Azamar rest themselves in your arms.
Hey, Dad. You need to take your shirt off. Looks over it. Tatsu.
Already on it. He just tears the shirt off and then with a quick flick of his wrist, cuts the umbilical cords with his dagger.
Good job.
Just
Alright.
like in the quick and passionless motion that he does when he slashes somebody's throat. Their umbilical cords are...
I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to put the smaller one on Mom's chest, and you're going to hold the other one while the other one feeds.
Understood.
Piper's just like guarding the door, like nobody's coming to interrupt. Other than to let Nicodemus in.
Given their parentage, they do look decidedly a bit bigger than you. I mean, obviously. It's a
Well,
step
they're
away from you.
demigods.
Oh no, these ones are just as it's Tatsu, the angel at this point, and a mortal secondary parent.
Demigods, which means it's a completely different height class.
Yeah, they're both demigods.
Oh, right.
Both mom and dad are demigods.
Well, two demigods doesn't necessarily always mean demigod spawn. This is an asthma.
I know, but this is the first set. Considering Angel's not fully really realized, this makes sense. Okay. Alright.
Does Nicodemus make it?
The name.
Nicodemus just kind of walks out of the shadows from behind this whole exchange, like right by the closet, as if he's been there the whole fucking time.
Weird. Why do you want to do that? It's a weird thing that you can do now.
Yeah, it's weird. So?
Okay.
Our jug that we had a lot of them made for the kids for when they had kids. Because it sinks your butt on
I'd
the
say
parent.
let's naturally have them take that from their mother first.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you do it after. This is just a for the wee hours when mommy's asleep and the babies aren't.
Right.
It's gonna be the first night. She pats his shoulder. I brought
It
you
is
coffee.
oddly a pair of twin girls.
Oh. Cute.
We already talked about this. The one she's holding to her chest, she names Twyla.
Twyla.
Aha, there's her.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. And the best.
And the one that Tatsu is holding against him. Aubrey.
Aubrey?
Aubrey.
Aubrey. You gonna give them a middle name
I think we'll
in case they don't. In case they don't like their first name,
I think we'll give it more time to figure that out.
then pick the middle name before we put them on paper. We can do that.
Aubrey Mariana. Like her aunt.
Okay.
Twyla Subasa.
Try not to cry.
For her mother.
I did pick a favorite sibling. She pokes his shoulder.
Oh,
You picked Lady Death as your favorite sibling.
are you really that surprised?
I am not surprised. You and Nero hang out more than she does. But they're no boys.
Wouldn't it feel right to give them a boy's name, would it?
No. And not under this moon.
Certainly not. But if these superstitions are true, they're going to be quite ravenous tonight.
Don't remind me, I still have to go get the other two.
Still, that one's more of a superstition and isn't really magically bound. It's more a joke than anything.
I'm letting you know that your siblings have come and gotten 3 bottles from me already today. A piece.
I'll get a hold of a jug to account for them in
Oh
the
my
meantime.
God.
Mother.
10-ounce bottles? Fuck!
I would like some time to spend with my kin and my children. Leans in, gives an affectionate one-armed hug to your tiny form.
Can you get your dad? Your dad holds one. He's probably gonna insist on holding both, but that's just how he is.
He hands you Aubrey. And the second Tsubasa that Nick has ever held rests in his arms momentarily, though it may be her middle name only.
When she's holding Aubrey, she sings her the song that her dad sang when she was born. And he always sang to her when she went to sleep. She watches his little baby's eyes close. Think you're ready. She goes in hand back to Mom because Aubrey hasn't eaten.
Yeah. It's a
Hungry.
very quick rotation and trade-off.
Alright, let's go, Nick. You can hold Aubrey in the morning.
As much as I've never said this to you, Mother, shoo.
Enough! You both shoo.
Piper knocked from the outside of the door, snickering, like,
Considering I caught you in the closet the first time you stood on a date, we're not even going over this.
At least I came out of that closet, and he closes the door.
He's got your sense of humor. She looks over at Nick.
Yep.
But he's got a comebacks.
I know we just did it today.
Mm-hmm.
and that's when Piper just nopes the fuck out of here. He's like, you know what? I will ask that later.
I'm tempted to play with matches.
Felt something come involved. Not like me. Go there. I felt something approaching the house all day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are too.
Still steady and slow. You know what? I'll stay awake. If it gets here before morning, I'll wake you.
Well, I'm still gonna sit here because I have to feed all 3 of them. And
Well, I'll
Hope's not
help
overnight.
I'll help you.
Okay. So they stay awake during the night to.
Little baby stitcher.
I just need you to hold those. She looks at the 2 tall ones, the ones that are now asleep since their first day is done. Can you take the Fae out of their hands and feed the Fae a small bottle? They're managing 4 ounces.
Pepper's just like, I get told my babies. But
The babies.
babies. The blessed babies.
It's like little Fae cherubs. All I imagine them as Fae cherubs. With fairy wings, baby bodies. Like,
Pepper just kind of like with her hands. Okay.
I'm going to have my brave berries help me because they're a little too tiny for me to hold and funnel feed at the same time.
You know what, Nikki? Why don't we take this as a moment to have a sleepover or a sleep out in the ballroom, since we're waiting for whatever's coming, and do the tent thing because the kids haven't done it in a long time.
Before that, we may need to get rid of one more tent.
And that is when Piper literally just skedaddles back to her room because, I'm not hearing this shit.
Angel literally takes him into a closet and finishes business.
Roll me a performance check.
Piper's just like,
Avery
nope.
eagerly watching through your eyes.
Oh God.
Natural 20.
Voyeurism has never looked better.
Vinestra said, Atom floating up behind Avery. Hi.
Fuck it, that's canon. What you doing?
Dissonant
But gotta do it
whispers.
like Mr. Popo.
I was gonna say,
Hi.
how's it, Dobby?
No, just
What? What?
Miss the
Frick?
book.
Pecking order. All right, so
It disappears. Please tell me that's what he says. Hi.
hi.
Pecking order. Oh.
Does he say, how's beeping, Dobby? How's the beeping?
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Kami, I need you to tell me I can leave the lookout if I want to. But Mr. Popo, you can leave the lookout. Bitch, don't tell me what to do.
I forgot how golden that was. Oh my god.
All these squares make a circle.
What do you know?
I had to look to the comments to figure out what he was meant by that.
That was a natural 20, Joe.
Natural 20. Nick matched you. Quite an intense quickie.
Do I need to roll for the other part, considering how fast we're doing this?
You don't. And Nick failed.
So Nick gets to be the one this time.
I roll a percentile each time you guys do this shit. If I get a certain threshold, then it's Nick that ends up getting it. Natural 100.
Yeah. Time he gets the. I know that I'm still pregnant. You know what I mean? But to not
Well,
have
as
to
couples
carry
often
it.
say, we're pregnant, even if it's just the one.
It's not just the one. It's never just one. Okay. So Nick, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
As you all camp out, essentially for a little while, waiting for morning to come. Eventually, sunlight does crest over the horizon, light and color bathing over Mochizuki Keep. As that steadily approaching presence gets all the stronger, and as it finally gets within range, you see, approaching the house, walking along the path, hunched in a faded, rose-tinted cloak, beaten and weathered, her walking assisted by a cane, though elven features are barely notable underneath the hood. Avery, as you come to consciousness, you feel a psychic presence that you haven't felt since childhood.
Wait, did we go to sleep?
Yep, this is the following morning. You
Oh,
feel a
shit.
psychic presence that you haven't felt since childhood. Presence of a certain groundskeeper of a long since distraught and destroyed Amoran temple that you were in during childhood.
Starting
And
new intrigue.
While her name was not listed in your backstory nor during our discussions, your character would recall the name under the second presence, Eldoria.
Could you spell that?
Eldoria, E-L-D-O-R-I-A. O-R-I-A.
L-D-O-R-I-E?
O-R-I-A.
I-A.
Eldoria.
Eldoria. Got it.
And that, I'd say, is a good enough cliffhanger to end the session.
Alright.
Angels of Grip. In session. In game. Season 2. Very early.
Now, it's probably still early enough in the night that I can find somebody to raid.
That is kind of what happens when your kid ages faster than you do. So, I mean, without that. Ow.
I think we could raid Crispy. That's one option. Could also raid a number of other people. Let's see.
So.
Okay, we haven't rated him in a while.
Yeah, true. Well, technically, actually, I raided him when I ended prematurely. So that was 3 days ago.
You know, that's what people said about Cliff before too.
How do you spell... How do you spell the name of the dead god Amoria?
Amora.
Amora.
A-M-O-R-I, A-M-O-R-A.
Okay.
Vinestra said,
It's the same.
Amora.
Okay, it's the same as Amora, except it's A instead of us.